Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanand Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nithai Gauranga ki jai, Sri Krishna Balaram ki jai, Sri Lakshmi Narsimhadev Anantadev ki jai, Srinivasa Govinda ki jai, Nithai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 8, Text 46. Sri Rajo Vacha Nanda Kim Akarod Brahman Shreya Evam Mahodayam Yashodacha Mahabhaga Papau Yasya Stanam Harihi. Sri Rajo Vacha Nanda Kim Makarod Brahman Shreya Evam Mahodayam Yashodacha Mahabhaga Papau Yasya Stanam Harihi. Sri Rajo Vacha Nanda Kim Makarod Brahman Shreya Evam Mahodayam Yashodacha Mahabhaga Papau Yasya Stanam Harihi. Sri Rajo Vacha Nanda Kim Makarod Brahman Shreya Evam Mahodayam Yashodacha Mahabhaga Papau Yasya Stanam Harihi. Sri Rajo Vacha Nanda Kim Akarod Brahman Shreya Evam Mahodayam Yashodacha Mahabhaga Papau Yasya Stanam Harihi. Sri Raja Uvacha. Maharaj Parikshit further inquired from Sukadeva Goswami, Nandaha, Maharaj Nanda, Kim, what, Akarot, performed, Brahman, O learned Brahmana, Shreyaha, auspicious activities like performing penances and austerities, Evam, as exhibited by him, Maha Udayam, from which they achieved the greatest perfection. Yashoda, Mother Yashoda, Cha, also, Mahabhaga, most fortunate, Papau, drank, Yasyaha, of whom, Stanam, the breast milk, Harihi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Having heard of the great fortune of Mother Yashoda, Parikshit Maharaj inquired from Sukadeva Goswami, O learned Brahmana, Mother Yashoda's breast milk was sucked by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What past auspicious activities did she and Nanda Maharaj perform to achieve such perfection in ecstatic love? Please repeat. Having heard of the great fortune of Mother Yashoda, Parikshit Maharaj inquired from Sukadeva Goswami, O learned Brahmana, Mother Yashoda's breast milk was sucked by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What past auspicious activities did she and Nanda Maharaj perform to achieve such perfection in ecstatic love? Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.16, Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana Sukrti no Arjuna. Without Sukrti or pious activities, no one can come to the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord is approached by four kinds of pious men. Arto jignasur ardhardhi gnanicha. But here we see that Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda surpassed all of them. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj naturally inquired, what kind of pious activities did they perform in their past lives by which they achieved such a stage of perfection? Of course, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda are accepted as the father and mother of Krishna. Yet, Mother Yashoda was more fortunate than Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's father, because Nanda Maharaj was sometimes separated from Krishna, whereas Yashoda, Krishna's mother, was not separated from Krishna at any moment. From Krishna's babyhood to his childhood and from his childhood to his youth, Mother Yashoda was always in association with Krishna. Even when Krishna was grown up, he would go to Vrindavan and sit on the lap of Mother Yashoda. Therefore, there is no comparison to the fortune of Mother Yashoda, and Parikshit Maharaj naturally inquired, Yashoda cha Mahabhaga. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So Sri Rajo Vacha, Parikshit Maharaj is saying, inquiring from, O Brahman, means O learned Brahmana, Sukadeva Goswami, Nandaha kim akarot? What did Nanda Maharaj do? What kind of Shreya evam, what kind of auspicious activities, pious activities he did? So he got this position, Maha Udayam, of being the father of Krishna, having the ecstatic love for Krishna. Similarly, Yashodacha, also Yashoda, Mother Yashoda, who is very, very fortunate, Mahabhaga, as we see from purport. She is more fortunate than Nanda Maharaj because she never was separated from Krishna. So, Papau Yasyahastanam Harihi. Why she was so fortunate? Because Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, he has drunk the breast milk of her. Papau Yasyastanam. See her fortune. So in this purport, we can learn two important things. We'll discuss those two things today. About Sukrti and eagerness. Sukrti and eagerness. So first, let's talk about Sukrti. So what is Sukrti? Pious activities. So what is pious activity? Sukriti. Acting as per the injunctions of the scriptures. Sukruti, good activity. What is good and bad? Whatever the scripture says, as Sanatan Prabhu is saying. So Prabhupada also says Sukruti means following the basic religious principles. At the base level, there are 4 basic regulative religious principles, as we know. What are those? No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. So these 4, if one follows, at least they can be said as living a pious life. And now, one has to still perform further Sukruti, meaning on top of this, one has to keep performing good activities. Like Prabhupada says in another place, Sukruti means Yagna Dana Tapah. So what is Sukruti? These 3 things. Yagna, Dana and Tapa. Sacrifice, charity and austerities. So of course sacrifice in this age, the only sacrifice is Sankirtana Yagna. Dana, charity, is meant for Krishna, not mundane charity. And austerity is also meant for Krishna, like Ekadashi and fasting, waking up for Mangalarti and those kind of things. Now these 3 things, Yagna, Dana, Tapaha, sometimes people also can do mundane charity, isn't it? Is that also Dana? That is also Dana. So there are 3 kinds of Dana, we know, 3 kinds of Yagna, 3 kinds of Tapasya. So based on which mode we do, the result can vary. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also classifies this Sukruti in 3 kinds. You can do Sukruti for gaining Karmakanda kind of advantage. Oh, I need a good life. I need a good promotion to higher planets, good children, good happiness. These are called Karmonmukhi Sukruti, with the intent to get something. That's why you give donation to the Anadha Sharanalaya or feed to the poor, dig wells, these kind of things. Then there is another Sukruti called Gnanonmukhi Sukruti, by which you desire to get knowledge and ultimately you merge into impersonal Brahman. And finally, the real Sukruti that matters is Bhaktonmukhi Sukruti, which we discussed. Yagna for Krishna, Dana for Krishna, Tapasya for Krishna. So, by first following the regulative principles, isn't it? The 4 principles, and then doing the Yagna, Dana, Tapasa, by performing these things, one gets sufficient Sukruti to render service to Krishna. So you see, these things are required. There are stages. First you start with regulative principles, then you perform Yagna, Dana, Tapasa, and then you come to the platform of worshipping Krishna. And then comes the 4 kinds of people who worship Krishna. Who are these 4 kinds? Arto, Jignasur, Ardharthi, Gnani cha Bharatarshava. So once you accumulate certain Sukruti, they fall in this category. They are not pure devotees yet. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana Sukruti no Arjuna. That means when you get sufficient Sukruti, then you fall under one of these categories. Now Prabhupada in one place, very interestingly he classified these four kinds. This Artaha and Ardharthi. What are these categories? Artha means one who is distressed, one who wants to get rid of distress. Ardharthi means Ardha, one who is seeking wealth. So Prabhupada said, in the Varnashrama, one category of people fall in this bucket. Grihasthas. So Artha and Ardharthi actually are Grihasthas. So Grihasthas only are in distress always. They want to get rid of distress and they want money. And what about the remaining two categories? Jignasu and Gnani. Which categories of Varnashrama? Brahmanas? No, I'm talking about the ashramas. Brahmachari and Prabhupada says sannyasi. I think Vanaprastha also probably. So Prabhupada says this brahmacharis are always jignasu, inquiring from the spiritual master. And sannyasis are always trying to cultivate knowledge, advanced in knowledge, searching after God. This is the category. So these four Sukrti people either are grihasthas or brahmacharis, vanaprastha, sannyasis. Now these four categories of varnashrama, Prabhupada also classified into further two categories. Bhogis and Tyagis. Who are bhogis in these two categories? The grihasthas are bhogis. That's why they want get rid of artha and ardhartha. Artha. They want these two things. Bhogis. And tyagi means brahmacharis and the sannyasis, they are renouncing basically. But these four categories, they have not become pure yet. Like grihasthas, they have tendency, Prabhupada gave an example in that lecture, to even use Harinama for getting something back. Not only ask Krishna, but they commit offenses also. While chanting also, they want something back. I want to get rid of this distress, I want this money. If I chant extra, I get this. That is why I don't usually subscribe to that idea. Chant extra for getting rid of his problem. Of course, we can pray to Krishna. You pray to Krishna, like we were reading Krishna book yesterday in the call. These Nagapatnis were seeking to save their husband because they said, he is our only shelter. So please save, please don't kill our husband. So they're also asking, but it's a prayer to Krishna, not using the holy name, you serve me like that. It's a petition. So you can petition the Lord. If you so desire, please consider this. But the grihasthas, they commit offenses, something in return. It's not pure devotion. Similarly, the other category, the sannyasis and brahmacharis also, they are not yet pure. They are still having the desire for gaining knowledge or even merging into the absolute truth. So pure devotee means on top of all this. Pure devotee is top of, once you come to this Chaturvidha Bhajante and then you keep on performing devotional service to Krishna and then you become pure devotees. That is the highest state. That is why here it is said, one needs to be pious in order to at least approach Krishna. Why? Because why you cannot approach Krishna when you are impious? Why Krishna cannot be approached? Huh? They have to have Sukrti. to at least fall in the category to approach Krishna. And you are saying they don't know Krishna. That's why they need some Sukrti to know Krishna. You're saying some purity is required. If you are not pure, we will be dealing with something material. Yeah. So in that lecture, Prabhupada was comparing this impurity, impiousness to fog. Like if things are foggy outside, he gave an example. Everything is stopped. The ships at the dock, they don't go if things are foggy. The trains, they don't go. The flights also get cancelled. Everything gets cancelled because it's not clear. You cannot progress. So the moment sun comes, everything gets cleared. And the other example he gave was, he quoted the verse from Bhagavad Gita where Arjuna, he describes Krishna as Param Brahma. What is that shloka? Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam. You are the supreme pure. Therefore, in order to approach Krishna, we need to be also Pavitram. To enter fire, we need to acquire the quality of fire. To enter water, we need to become like water. So to approach Krishna, we also need to become pure. Therefore, we need to lead a pious life. You cannot approach Krishna by leading sinful life. Fine. Now, we also say, Laulyam ekalam mulyam. Eagerness is the only qualification to approach Krishna. Isn't it? What is that shloka? Anybody remembers? Krishna Bhakti Rasabhavita Matihi. Prabhupada coined this word, Krishna consciousness, from that shloka. Our mati has to be Krishna Bhakti Rasabhavita. It has to be fully Krishna conscious. Krishna Bhakti Rasabhavita Matihi. It is said, Kriyatam yadi kuto api labhyate. That Krishna consciousness, if it is available, yadi kuto api labhyate. So wherever it is available, Kriyatam, just purchase it. Just purchase it. It is not easy to have Krishna consciousness. If it is available, purchase it. Okay, I am ready to purchase. What is the price? Price is, the mulyam is, tatra laulyam api. Eagerness is the price to purchase Krishna consciousness. Then one may say, yes, I have eagerness, let me purchase. So purchase Krishna consciousness. The mulyam is eagerness. Yes, I have, that's all, I have eagerness. No. Janma koti sukrutairapi na labhyate. That eagerness to purchase Krishna cannot be had by janma koti sukrutairapi. See again, that Sukrti came. You keep on performing Sukrti, pious activities, Bhakti Sukrti activities, Kruta Punya Punja, keep on accumulating. Then you get to the stage where you get that intense eagerness. Only then you can purchase Krishna consciousness. You see how it's very important to continue performing our pious deeds. And of course, continue to be eager. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is an interesting pastime. One time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would be going to Jagannath temple, as he would every day. And suddenly, and you all have been, many of you at least. Sometimes it can get very rush. They're all trying to get darshan of Jagannath after a long wait, and the curtains are opened and people are all thronging inside. And then they're all rushing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also is going in the crowd. And one woman, she wants to get a good view of Jagannath. So what she does, she starts to go up to the Simhadwara. She starts to climb the Simhadwara to get a good view of Jagannath. And while trying to get onto Simhadwara, she has to have something as a stepping stone. So she puts her feet on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's shoulder and gets on to the Simhadwara, and she's Jai Jagannath, like she's so excited and eager to have darshan. Huh? Might be athlete. Maybe he bent down or something for offering obeisances. So, and then the servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Govinda, immediately starts to bring her down and started to chastise her. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forbade him, no, don't do that. And then she comes back to her senses. That means she was so involved, she was oblivious to everything external. She didn't even see who was there, who was not there, what she did. But she came back to senses and started to beg forgiveness from the Lord and says, no. He says, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at that time said, Jagannath is not as merciful to me as he is to you. I did not get that much eagerness to see Lord Jagannath as you have. And he says, I pray to her lotus feet. I pray to her feet so I also can have same eagerness to see Lord Jagannath. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching how we should cultivate that eagerness in Krishna consciousness. Of course, not artificially, but we should have that in mind. Oh, one should be eager. I should be eager to take services. In Nectar of Devotion, in chapter 9, we might have read but might have forgotten. This is a very beautiful passage. I'll read that about eagerness. There it is said, in the Narada Pancharatra, there is a statement of submission accompanied by the desire for perfection. So, desire for perfection. The devotee says, my dear Lord, when shall that day come when you will ask me to fan your body? And according to your pleasure, you will say, you just fan me in this way. The idea in this verse is that the devotee is desiring to personally fan the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That means that he is desiring to become the personal associate of the Supreme Lord. Of course, any devotee in any capacity, either as servant, friend, or conjugal lover, always has direct association with the Lord. But according to his different individual taste, a person desires for just one of these relationships. Here the devotee is desiring to become a servant of the Lord and desires to fan the Lord, as does his internal energy, Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. So this is called Lalasa Mayi Vignapti. Lalas means lalach. Lalasa means that eagerness or greediness for service, or Vignapti means petitioning the Lord. And then in another place it is said, the devotee is saying, my dear Lord, O lotus-eyed one, when will that day come when on the bank of the Yamuna I shall become just like a madman and continue to chant your holy name while incessant tears flow from my eyes? So one should have this kind of desires. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote one song, when shall that day be mine, when I'll do this, I'll do that. Khabe habe bolo, se dina amar, Kabe habe bolo se dina amar. When will that day be mine? Kabe habe bolo se dina, that day be mine, amar. Aparada ghuchi suddha name ruchi. Krupa bole habe vishaya sanch, something like that. So when will that day be mine? When all my aparadhas will be gone and I'll taste that Shuddha Name Ruchi. I taste that nectarian holy name. So here Prabhupada says, in other words, one should learn how to cry for the Lord. One should learn this small technique and he should be very eager and actually cry to become engaged in some particular type of service. See? This technique, Prabhupada says, he should be very eager and actually cry to become engaged in some particular type of service. This is called laulyam. And such tears are the price for the highest perfection. If one develops this laulyam or excessive eagerness for meeting and serving the Lord in a particular way, that is the price to enter into the kingdom of God. Otherwise, there is no material calculation for the value of the ticket by which one can enter the kingdom of God. The only price for such entrance is this laulyam, lalasamayi, or desire and great eagerness. See the importance of eagerness? That is the only price to enter into the kingdom of God. Prabhupada wrote a letter on eagerness to one devotee, 1970. So Krishna is giving you good chance for presenting Krishna consciousness movement in the circle of educated people. Do it to your best and Krishna will give you more and more strength. Scarcity of language which you are now feeling in this connection will be fulfilled by Krishna by the process of your eagerness to serve Him. So this devotee was trying to preach to the educated circle, but he found he didn't have language or either the command of language or the particular language to preach. So what is Prabhupada advising him? How to overcome that? He's saying it will be fulfilled by Krishna by the process of your eagerness to serve Him. If you are eager to serve Krishna, Krishna will fulfill your desire. And then he quoted the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna gives the knowledge. And then Prabhupada says, so the secret of success, earlier we saw the small technique, and now Prabhupada is calling the secret of success. So the secret of success is that one should be eager to serve the spiritual master and Krishna simultaneously with the same regard, and things will become automatically revealed in the heart of the devotee. So what is the secret of success? One should be eager to serve the spiritual master and Krishna simultaneously with the same regard. I see that these symptoms are there very nicely in you, and if you continue this attitude, I hope you will be a great preacher and teacher of Krishna consciousness movement in the world. So just imagine the position of Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. They are on the top of the top because they have got that opportunity to render service to Krishna like that. Now Krishna in this verse, just an observation from the last verse also, he was called as Hari. Harim Samanyatatmajam. They considered Hari as their own son. In this verse also, Papau Yasyastanam Harihi. So that Hari word is used a lot of times for Krishna. And I came across another way of chanting Hare Krishna in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Anybody remembers when they read in Madhya Leela? Maybe that also. That Krishna, 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 Krishna. That is also there. Prabhupada calls another way. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted. Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudana. Who wrote this song? Narottam Das Thakur wrote. But he is after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no? How is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu singing that song? Gopi singing? This is Gopi's song? I don't know who wrote. Maybe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only started that. And that line was picked up by Narottam Das Thakur and made it into song. So this particular instance happens in Prayag, Ahmedabad. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Allahabad. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he visits, after defeating Prakashananda Saraswati and all that, he goes to visit Bindu Madhav temple. Bindu Madhav temple in Prayag. There, he becomes ecstatic in love and starts to chant this prayer. Haraye Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana. Of course, Narottam Das Thakur is unique thing. If you notice Narottam Das Thakur's songs, he describes both Radha Krishna as well as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela in the same songs. Even if he was writing the other song, Radha Krishna Pranamora, he describes everything, and in the end, he talks about Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Dasharanu Dasa Seva Adhika Seva Abhilasha Kore Narottama Das. So the other interesting thing in the purport, maybe an exercise, here Prabhupada talks about how Mother Yashoda is special compared to even Nanda Maharaj. From Krishna's babyhood to his childhood and from his childhood to his youth, Mother Yashoda was always in association with Krishna. Even when Krishna was grown up, he would go to Vrindavan and sit on the lap of Mother Yashoda. When did this happen? Kurukshetra? That is Kurukshetra, no? Would go to Vrindavan, here it is said. Maybe after. But it is said not just in childhood, but when he was youth also. Krishna left Vrindavan, no? When did he leave Vrindavan? 11 years. 11 years he went to Mathura. After that he never returned to Vrindavan. So why is it said like this? Kurukshetra also, of course. But then it is said that he would go to Vrindavan and sit on. He would go means in general it is a habit. It's not occasionally one time he went or something. He would go. I think, there are a couple of ways to understand. Maybe Krishna used to come also. Just like whenever Sachimata offers prasadam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would personally come and take. That is there, one thing. Maybe Krishna would go in a form that nobody would see. The other way to understand is Krishna never left Vrindavan, right? In his aprakata form, he was always there. Vrindavanam parityajya padamekam nagachyati. Brahma Samhita also there is a shloka. Krishna always in Vrindavan. Goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhuto govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. In Goloka only he stays, always. So Krishna's expansions went to other places. So maybe in that way we can understand. But if somebody came across, I was trying to find, maybe in Gopal Champu there is a description of how Krishna came back to Vrindavan and had exchanges with Mother Yashoda, but I don't know. I couldn't verify. Something for you too. Uddhava tells to gopis. He's always there in his bhava. Any other questions or comments?
Yeah. Bro, I have a few questions. So you explained about these three kind of Sukritis: Karmonmukhi, Gyanmonmukhi and Bhaktonmukhi. So I understand Karmonmukhi and Bhaktonmukhi. What falls under that Gyanonmukhi Sukriti?
You mean the activity itself?
What activity they do, like that is considered as Gyanon?
No, activity is, it falls under mode of goodness only. But the intent is, like you take Bhagavad Gita, read Yagna, Dana, Tapa in mode of goodness. So that is the activity. But the intent is with an intent to either gain knowledge or merge into impersonal Brahman.
So that is Gyanon.
That is Gyanon.
So when this verse is talking, this Chaturveda Bhajante Mam, Jana Sukrati no Arjuna. So which Sukrati it is referred to? Like it is Bhaktonmukhi Sukrati, or it can be any kind of Sukrati?
No, only when you engage in Bhaktonmukhi Sukriti, you keep gathering the right Sukriti to come to the stage of worshipping Krishna.
But my understanding, like most of the people, they don't do any Bhaktonmukhi Sukriti, but they, and in general, they do some charity and this Gyan, Yajna and all that.
That won't purify their hearts.
No, but it's still,
as long as there is no touch of Krishna, there is no purification of heart.
No, but Artho, if like we see that everybody is Artho practically, like in this world, they still go to Krishna, like some of them at least, if not all. But they might have not done any Bhaktonmukhi Sukriti. They might be little pious people.
Yeah. Bhaktonmukhi Sukriti means not pure bhakti. There is a mix. There has to be touch of Krishna. They are performing dana, this thing and all that. But there is a touch of Krishna. Sometimes they worship Krishna. Sometimes they give to Krishna temple. They have respect for Krishna. There is a touch of Krishna. But their intent is, by performing pious activity, I get some good result. So there is touch of Krishna. That's what is purifying them. Without touch of Krishna, there is no purification.
Oh. And then another verse that we discussed about this one, Krishna Bhakti Rasbhavidamati.
Right.
So my understanding is a little different than what you explain. I want to just get clarification. So the last line says that Janma Koti Sukritirna Labhyate. It's eagerness you cannot get even by Koti Janma Sukriti also.
Correct.
But you explained it a little different, like after Koti Janma Sukriti, then you come to eagerness.
No, I think I explained. Even after you, eagerness is not so easy. It's a price to purchase Krishna consciousness is eagerness. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I have eagerness, I can purchase Krishna consciousness. No. Janma Koti Sukrutairapi na labhyate. Even if you engage in pious activities for Koti Janma, that is not easy to get eagerness
Still
like that.
Okay, so then same understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, then how to get the eagerness is a question.
No, the point is, it's not that you won't get eagerness by performing Sukruti. The point is, it is not easy that I perform Sukruti for one birth, I'll get. It requires performance of Sukruti for so much that you cannot count. So that is not easy. So in one place Prabhupada says that eagerness you can attain by association of pure devotees. So that which is ordinarily very difficult, that you can attain by seeing and associating with somebody who has that eagerness. Or you can get that by the mercy of the spiritual master. Lavamatra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. Yeah. Yeah, as long as they didn't come out. Where does causeless mercy?
Causeless is causeless.
Yeah, when Krishna decides, petitioned by a pure devotee, or Krishna somehow decides, even though they may not have performed, Krishna will give. Like Jagai Madai is an example, right? So they have instantly obtained that mercy of Krishna by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I think right. So then next class maybe we'll discuss more. Hare Krishna. Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.